Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of the podcast. Today we are talking about the E3 trailers and announcements and things we were most excited for.
Woo!
Nice
Nice.
on.
We're going to start with the legendary Stop Cop here.
Let's go. I'm gonna just I'm gonna talk about one of Nintendo's announcements. Not all of them, because they had a couple. I'm gonna talk about the Pokemon Unite game that they announced.
Cool.
Which they didn't really announce because they kind of announced it last year in 2020, like in sometime in June last year. But it's coming out in July of this year, next month.
I legit only heard about this yesterday.
Yeah, but no one knew about it. I heard about it last.
Recorded this.
I'm hearing about it now.
It's
Also, is me too.
But it's going to be for the Switch and on mobile devices, so Apple and Android. So no one's going to be left out unless you're a Nokia or BlackBerry user.
Sucks for no.
Unless you live under a rock.
I have flip phone. Sorry, man.
Oh
But-
man.
Basically, it's a Pokemon MMO where you're a player or you'll be a Pokemon, and then there'll be like a map, and then you have your team and the enemy team. I think it's either 4 or 5. I don't remember. But you just go around and you defeat Pokemon on the map. Like it'd be like computer Pokemon. So it'd be like a bunch of Apom around there, a bunch of like Vespiquen, maybe like a crab, Corfish will be there. And then you go around, you defeat them, right? And then it's when you defeat them, they don't die because it's Pokemon. They kind of get captured in a Pokeball, right? And then you go to the enemy side of the map, and there are like certain rings where you go there and you kind of sit there for like a couple seconds, and you cash in all your points you get. So like in a video, you could see a player playing as Ralts, defeat a bunch of Apom, goes to the circle, and then he had like 25 points, and all his points go into his team or whatever. I don't know. I think the first two, like 200 or 400, something like that. And and the enemy team, of course, is there to stop you. They try to fight you back or whatever. But the main cool part of it is that the game starts and you be level 1, right? And then as the game goes on, you'll periodically evolve. Your Pokemon evolve into the final stage. So by level 9, it evolve. The only weird part is that some Pokemon don't evolve, like Pikachu.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask. Actually, I was like, would they actually evolve Pikachu? Because I mean, they should. They really should.
So far, the roster is pretty big. There's Pikachu, Greninja, Slowbro's in there. Daniel, that's for you.
Yes, this is my favorite. Gertha. That's what I named my Slowbro.
Big
Like,
Gertha.
A lot of Pokemon, like it makes it like Lucario doesn't evolve. It's just Lucario. Snorlax is just Snorlax. Talonflame not evolved.
It doesn't make sense. They have pre-evolutions. Why don't they just start them as Munchlax and
I don't know.
Riolu?
People don't know them as well.
I mean, you don't have to know them to be like, hey, look, little Lucario turns into
There's,
regular Lucario.
There's Elder Gross, that weird Pokemon from like Gen 6. I don't know what that even is, but it's in the game.
I know it from Pokemon Snap best actually. It's like a dandelion, right? It like floats around. Yeah.
Even
I was getting like some serious League of Leprechauns energy when I was watching the trailer.
That's what I was feeling too.
Yeah.
It's not League of Leprechaun. I don't know what kind of game that is, but
Hold up.
Oh, it's a LOL. That one.
yeah. I know what you mean.
Hold up.
League
Just so.
League of Lentils. League of
League of Lentils?
You got secret right yet. You're almost there.
League of
League of
Leprechauns.
Lug Nuts. There it is.
That's it.
What's the price on this? Because if it's going to be on iPhones too, it can't be that
I think
high.
I believe it's free.
Is it
What?
free?
Why would I ever get it on Switch
really?
if I could get what?
Why wouldn't it be?
I thought Pokemon Rumble was still for money, and that kind of was a little game.
Sand
too,
Attack
right?
gets changed, and you can choose between either Dragon Claw or Dig, and that replaces Sand Attack.
Hmm.
And then by level
obviously
9,
get Dragon Claw.
then by level 9, Bulldoze will change to be either Dragon Rush or Earthquake, and you can choose between whichever one you want. So like, it's not like it's always true. Like it depends on the situation, or whatever the kind of game it is, or whatever you want. You pick what kind of attack you want to have. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Although it's still the second most hype Pokemon game of the 3 that we're aware of right now.
The second most hype. What's the third most hype? What's below this? I'll
The,
put this
the,
below.
the remakes are below. People are getting
Really?
I am so excited for them, but people are so critical. They're like, why doesn't it look like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire? Why is it just a remake? I'm like, well, maybe it's a remake because that's exactly what it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be a remake, so it's a remake.
Exactly what it
Bro,
is.
realistically, I couldn't care less about this game compared to the other two.
Oh my gosh. I'm actually more excited for the Diamond and Pearl remakes than I am for Legends Arceus.
Yes.
Game.
Oh my
Same.
gosh. I am so excited for Diamond and Pearl because honestly, that was my first Pokemon game I ever got was Pearl, and I
think mine was Diamond.
Oh, nice.
I was Diamond.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had so many good memories as a child playing that game. Like my favorite spot to visit in that game, weirdly enough, was Jubilife City. I just love the music in that town, and it's so good. I just can't wait to see what they do with the remake. I know it's not like, I know it's like probably gonna be the same, like obviously the same story, but it's just, yeah, I'm excited for
It
it.
will literally be the exact same game, and I know what's going to happen. And everyone's going to have the exact same team. The starter Pokemon, Staravia and Luxio, or Luxio, and then from there, whoever you want.
If they give Luxray access to more physical electric type moves, it
There's
could
a lot more physical
actually be a
moves
threat.
now. I know, but we have Wild Charge. We have Wild Charge.
Doesn't it get Wild Charge at like level 80 or something stupid?
Yeah, but then again, you can't get Luxio in any game, like realistically. Or Luxio.
Yeah, except for
know.
those games.
Also, I might be stirring up something, but like, what was everybody's issue with like them being so short? Like, I mean, that's how like you know how they look the way they are, like you know,
Like
the
the
players.
models?
It's like,
Yeah, I think
yeah, the models. Like, I mean, I'd say like, you know, if that's the way the game looked, I mean, why? I know. I mean, either way, I don't care either way.
I think the thing is that when you looked at it on the DS, the point was that they looked like that because it was like a sky
2D
view.
game. And a 2D game.
It's 2D and you're looking down, so everything looks like that when you're looking down on it. But with like more enhanced graphics and stuff, you can make the models really good.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. That's the part I didn't understand. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Pretty sure these guys changed the camera angle, so it's not as high like a sky view. It's kind of angled.
Right, because we were kind of like. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just gonna say we were kind of limited back then because like we couldn't.
Instead of having like the ways for Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, how they have like an actual like kind of scaled body, they kept the little mini people. And that's how it is with the whole game. And I feel like you're gonna get used to it once you play enough times.
I think it'll be fine. People are also concerned that its Pokedex will be Diamond and Pearls, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Platinum's Pokedex because we see Porygon Z in it.
Yeah, I feel like you might as well, you know, do that because wasn't it like wasn't it?
It was very very limited. Diamond and Pearl had like 2 fire types.
And
yeah,
it was so stupid.
Like, oh, you didn't choose not Charmin. You didn't choose Chimchar. Well, here's a Ponyta, and that's it.
Wait, didn't they have what's that? The magma guy, the one with that with the
that was in Platinum. They gave Megby what's the second one? Magmortar.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wow.
sorry, beep that out. Damn, I'm so excited though. Like I didn't realize because I also had Platinum, but I never connect. I always just thought like, oh yeah, they were in both because I would. Wait a second. Can you trade like a Magmar to Pearl from Platinum?
Yeah, you can.
Can you evolve it into Magmortar? I don't think you can. But it wasn't in the game yet.
In Platinum? I mean in Pearl?
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Like it didn't have the data for the Pokemon.
You can. If once you get a natural Pokedex, it can. You can't get it naturally. Because the base Pokedex only has 2 fire types. That's what you get in the game. But a national Pokedex has other ones. If you can.
Oh, so you're saying you could get them in post game?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's interesting.
You could hack it into your game, but it just won't show up in your Pokedex.
Wow. Well, speaking of games that are kind of divisive, did any of you guys play Breath of the Wild 1?
No.
No.
I played a little
I
bit.
watched that one time where we threw a horse off a cliff.
I remember that.
Well, I've actually spoken to some people, and some people really like Breath of the Wild. Some think it's kind of not a great Zelda game, and I can see where they're coming from like some aspects, because like it's pretty like atypical of a Zelda game.
Hmm.
So when the trailer for Breath of the Wild 2, like the teaser came out, I think a lot of people were hyped, and a lot of people were kind of like, can we please stop with the Breath of the Wild stuff?
True.
And then
But-
E3 gave... Oh, sorry, Alec.
Oh no, continue, my guy. It's all good.
And E3 gave us a full trailer for Breath of the Wild 2, and I thought it was pretty... I thought it was pretty good. I'm pretty excited for it now.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna ask what you thought about it, Dan. Like, what side you're kind of
For
on?
Breath of the Wild,
Yeah,
I'd
just
say-
in general as a game.
yeah, I played the game all the way through. I didn't 100% because I wasn't about to get 999 Koroks, but I did.
You,
I
you
did
story
beat the
flushed
game.
it. Your story beat it. You beat the
Yeah,
story game.
I beat the story, and I did a lot of the side quests and stuff. I'd
That's what a lot of us
say,
does with the open world games. So I just beat the story and some of the side missions.
yeah,
You don't do all
that's
the
me
collecting,
too.
hunting.
Yeah, I'm not willing to put in that much work.
Unless it's a good game.
Like what? Skyrim?
No, last game I 100% was Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Oh, well, that's a
Yeah,
bit
but I
smaller.
think it's pretty short though.
Yeah, it is. I also 100% the original Spider-Man too.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a good game.
There was something like that for Batman, like Arkham.
Oh,
Michael
the
Jackson
Riddles
told her
trophies.
On.
Yeah, oh dude, I didn't
Yeah,
even
I didn't do
bother with
those.
that. I didn't bother. I after I realized that you had to collect like 100 of them or whatever. I'm like, yeah, no Riddler. I'm not dealing
Yeah,
with
but
you
the
at all.
Riddler missions are a pain.
Dude, they are. But honestly, it's kind of fun. Like, I found about, I think, like maybe 40 of them. Like, it was fun, but then I'm like, you know what? I want to, no. You know? Like,
That's the thing.
it was like, I don't have enough energy for this.
And yo, Daniel, in the Breath of the Wild game, is there any like what's the difference between the first and the second one? It will not be the same game.
Okay.
Or they like add a new
So
ability or something.
yeah, the plot is directly continuing, which is really cool. Now, in this game, you're not fighting Calamity Ganon. It looks like there's like a mummified version of Ganondorf that I think is the main villain, and I think Link's arm gets infected with. I'm not sure what it is. It might be Malice from Ganondorf, but it looks like in place of the Sheikah Slate, which was like your main mode of, I guess, items and stuff, you seem to be able to like do kind of magical stuff with your arm.
Huh.
I
That's
don't.
kinda
I
cool.
thought in it really does like he like stops time or something.
He stops time. Not only can he stop it, he could reverse it, which is like
What?
which is a step up from the last game.
Whoa, that's cool. Yeah, no,
Like-
I've never played the first Breath of the Wild, so that's
I've
kind of
always
cool.
meaning to. I just don't have a way to play it.
Yeah, me neither. I don't have a Switch either.
I've
I have
played
a
it.
Switch, don't play it.
I've played it.
Bruh,
Not like
Snook,
you
no
know,
excuses.
I just played it for like a couple of minutes. It's pretty fun.
Nice.
If you put time into it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love the, you know what? I loved the, like when I first heard about Breath of the Wild 1, I really enjoyed the whole open world concept of it. Like, I mean, I know other games were somewhat like the past Zelda games we've gotten over the years were kind of open world. Like, I don't know, would you consider like Ocarina of Time? I know it's like going back in the past, but like it's somewhat, I mean, you can't go everywhere, but it's like, you know, I just loved in Breath of the Wild, yeah, just that whole open world concept.
I'd say
Not a
Breath
lot.
of the Wild is a lot more open than any of the past Zelda games.
I thought it was gonna flop when they were like open world. I'm like, nah, it's not gonna do good. This guy's gonna fumble the bag. And the game came out. I'm like, oh my bad, I take it back.
Well, I think you have to consider that it was one of the few games that came out with the
With the
Switch, right?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Odyssey.
Yeah, and so people didn't have many options. So I think it got good sales because people had to play it.
I mean, it was a good game though. Luckily, it was a good game, and not like Cyberpunk that it's flopped when it came out. It actually
Oh,
lived
yeah.
up to the hype.
Yeah, I think that game was too powerful for its own good. And like
Honestly.
didn't the devs kept getting pushed to finish it and it kind of came out sloppy.
Yeah, 70 years.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so another power that's in this trailer, which is really cool, is that Link can dive and swim through solid objects.
Swim
Wait,
through solid
what?
objects.
So that's a pretty overpowered power, I think.
So,
Sinner
so we
kind of
s-
sounds
we
like
see-
shit. Kind of like Obito to me.
Yeah.
what's that, Naruto?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Which
actually
we might be
beginning to
covering
watch
soon.
Naruto.
better.
Hmm.
Dang.
Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, it's cool. He kind of like flies into the air and he dives, and it looks like water when he goes through. And when he emerges from the top of the object, it's like a brick platform sort of thing. It sort of becomes solid then, and he hoists himself out. So that's
Can you use that during fights? Because then you could just not be hit.
I doubt it. Okay, so I feel like they
I feel like it's gonna be very
didn't.
situational.
Yeah, they
It's gonna
didn't
be very,
think
like-
that far ahead.
It's gonna have to
I
be
don't
like
think
this
so.
one type of material he can go through, kind of thing.
You're about to fight Ganon, and Ganondorf. He's like, you have no chance, Link. You didn't even beat all the dungeons. And Link just turns on his water thing, and he's like, okay, try to hit me. And Ganondorf's like, I didn't think that far ahead.
What someone like, how do I get out? I'm gonna just walk through all these walls.
He's like, Ganon, just get out of my way. Just
Bro, it's literally an action replay from Pokemon.
You just walk through like walls and trees. They're like, hey guys, I'm at the elite.
Mm.
Anyway, besides that, the last thing I'll mention about Breath of the Wild 2 is that it seems to take a little bit from Skyward Sword of all things, in that it seems like there's going to be a sky section of the game with floating islands. I don't know anything about it, but maybe it's going to call back a bit to the start of the Zelda timeline, which is a bit
Ooh,
exciting, actually.
I
The timeline's a
love.
mess, isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
a
but
complete mess.
we know definitively Skyward Sword's the start.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Yeah,
At,
Yeah.
at one point, it
It-
splits up into 2 timelines.
I think it splits into 3 timelines.
yeah. It's three. It's
With-
three.
With Toon Link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact,
Yeah.
Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda game. So yeah.
Nice. I gotta say, Ocarina is mine. Wait, Daniel, is Ocarina where the timeline splits like after that game?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think depending on whether I think the timeline splits into young Link, adult Link, and
Toon Link.
dead Link, like he dies or something. I
No,
don't know.
no, because one is
Oh,
when he goes. It goes through Majora's Mask timeline. That's where he kind of dies or whatever.
That's young. So there's 2 young Links and 1 old Link timeline.
Didn't they call one like Teen Link or something like that?
Did they? I don't know.
I thought it was like
That
Kid
was
Link,
the
Teen Link,
Dead
and
Link
Adult
is
Link.
the timeline with Twilight, right?
Twilight is, I think, in the one where Link dies, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
I
because
thought
I
it
just
was
remember
like-
that one cutscene.
Doesn't it go like Toon Link, Young Link, and then just Link?
Now, the Toon Link isn't connected to Young Link because Toon Link goes with Wind
Yeah, but
Waker.
that's,
and then
yeah,
Phantom
those are the
Hourglass.
different timelines, is it not? Doesn't it go Toon Link, Young Link, and then just regular
Oh.
Link?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but that's cool.
cool. Yeah, that's exciting. You know, I
Good.
mean, I'm sure, like you said before, like I guess, I don't know. I guess it depends on the Zelda fan. You know, I guess some are excited and some are
Even
like.
though I don't play the
"Eh."
game, I think people will be very excited for this second game, the second installment for the series.
I think so.
Yeah.
How long after the first one does it take place?
I think it's directly after. Like literally not even a year past. Like days.
Days.
Legit, Zelda and Link are put together. They look the exact same age.
They just go to sleep and they wake up and it's a new problem.
They're like, let's go under Hyrule and cause trouble, and that's where it starts.
Man.
So yeah, that was my most exciting thing from E3. Besides, Pikmin 4 would have been great, but Nintendo's
I would've
There's always
loved
next
that.
year, Daniel. There's always next year.
Yeah, and the next year, and the
And the
year
year.
after that.
5 years
2050.
later.
2050 for sure.
Pikmin 4 2050, and then they'll say Pikmin 5's for 2051.
No, not even. They're gonna release it the same year. They're gonna release it like a week apart.
They're gonna release Pikmin 5 first, actually.
It's like, now we're still working on 4, but here's 5.
It's a
There's gonna be a
prequel.
manufacturing problem. They'd be like, oh well, 5's ready to go, but 4's gonna need another week.
It's like Five Nights at Freddy's. It's multiple different plot lines.
No,
No,
it's
oh,
the same
yeah,
plotline.
and
It picks
the
up immediately after
timeline-
4. You just have no clue what's going on.
You're like, why is Olimar dead?
It's like the game opens up with Olimar in a coffin. Like, why?
Louis is the dictator of the planet. And you're like, what happened here?
Why you dead?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
man. Good
So,
stuff.
Alec, what you got for me?
I've got
Tasty.
lots.
Pick
Mm.
carrots.
Great. We're not sponsored.
We can be though.
so-
Contact us.
agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed
reach out.
with a good price of $1 million, no less. Alrighty. So
I'd like to be sponsored by Pillsbury. I really want a Pillsbury Doughboy plush.
ooh.
Yeah.
I'll take Disney
Keto for life.
sponsorship. And you know what? I'll just take it in movie theater tickets. Just premiere movie theater tickets, and I'm good.
One single movie
gosh.
ticket for all 5 of us.
Yes. Consider it a golden ticket, like Charlie's golden ticket for the factory.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, Alec, what
Um,
do you think? What did you like about E3?
Oh yeah, so I really enjoyed the Capcom stuff that Capcom released. They had, it's funny, they looking into it more, they have not a whole lot of stuff to release, but what they have is very exciting. Okay, so
Quality
if-
over
funny-
content. Or
Yeah. The funny thing about me is that the only kind of Capcom game I'm like a super huge fan of is Mega Man. It's the ones that I'm about to release. It's not that I don't like them. I just
Prefer.
people have played these way more. Yeah, people have played these more than I have. But still, nonetheless exciting. So one of the big things that Capcom had going for them this year was the huge launch of Resident Evil Village, which, oh my gosh, it blew up. Like, tell me, my dudes, like, was Resident Evil Village just not all over the gaming community this year? Like, the past
it is
couple
a
months?
sure.
sick game. I
Wait,
watched
really?
all of it. Oh boy, Ethan Winters, my man.
Yeah.
Why you gotta get done like that?
But I never understood the hype behind Resident Evil. And when the new game came out, I was like, eh. And then people playing in pair, like the game's sick. I'm like, I guess it's a good game. I still don't know what goes on. I don't know what's
I
scary.
think
I'm a fan of the new trilogy. So Yeah.
what guys, I don't know too much about like Resident Evil's like whole lore or story, but like is it because like when was the last Resident Evil game released before this one?
Resident Evil 7 was
No. I mean, wait,
2 years
the
ago.
last like mainline game? Because they made like a remake a couple years ago. Like,
No,
I
Resident
think
just-
they
Evil
remade
2.
2, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. The mainline games.
7 came out a couple years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Seven
Well-
seven was the
Okay.
same characters as Village.
Oh, okay. Well, what's it called? Yeah, so this was obviously this was before E3, but what they did announce was some DLC content coming to Village. The only thing, that's kind of all we know right now as far as the DLC. We don't really know what's going to be the DLC about. Just no further details have been known at this time. But what's super exciting, even though I don't play the game, I just find this a really cool concept. Something called Resident Evil Reverse, which is, so because it's Resident Evil's 25th anniversary coming up. I think their original game was released like in 1996. Reverse is going to be an online multiplayer experience scheduled to be released sometime in July this month. And the good thing is that those who have purchased like the main game will get this for free. So if you already have Resident Evil Village, you're automatically going to have access to the online multiplayer mode.
Well, that's cool.
Right? Yeah, and I mean, so the next stuff that's kind of what they released was a game called or sorry, not like released, but Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Desire. At E3, Capcom released a new trailer, which is supposed to be coming out like the game, not the trailer, on July 9th. A free demo is available on the 25th, if I'm correct. But yeah, again, I'm the Monster Hunter series looks like a really cool game. I just never played it, so but it looks
It sounds
really
like
cool.
a cool game.
Yeah,
I've-
it's. Wait, what
I
creature?
tried to get into. I tried to get into it, like look it up, see what the hype about behind it. I couldn't, man. It looks cool, and like I like the idea of you going around killing monsters and stuff.
Yeah,
But
it's
You have to
almost
fully
like
agree.
it's
It
almost like a
seems-
Witcher kind of
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
very Witcher-like, which game is
Yeah.
I haven't played either, but want to.
I
But then
really
you go-
actually want to get into Witcher.
monster, you have to like know what you're doing because there's like a lot of like
Mm.
little details like you do, like little mechanics to learn. Not as simple as run in and just start cutting up monsters like it's nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched
Um,
the Netflix series, which was confusing.
There's a Netflix series.
Yeah, it
oh
was
dude, the
confusing because they
Netflix.
keep time jumping, but everyone doesn't age.
Oh, dude, The Witcher. I might be biased, but I just love it so much. It took
I
me
didn't
like
watch it yet.
it took
I
me
started
like I had to rewatch the series twice to kind of get a grasp of what was going on. Like Kenny's not wrong. It is
I only watched it once,
like
and I'm confused.
confusing. Dude, I've watched it twice, and I think I'm like only 80% sure of
I
what's
didn't know there was
happening.
time. I literally got to episode 2 and I
But-
stopped watching. I didn't know they started time jumping.
They
I
started
gotta go
time jumps
back.
in the first episode. The problem was everyone doesn't de-age. They stay the same age.
Yeah.
They time jumped in the first episode. My bad. I gotta go back and watch it.
Yeah, but everyone stays the same age.
It's only until 4 episodes in when you're like, hold up, now we're in the main timeline. What's been
Yeah.
happening? but yeah, so yeah, Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is actually it's not really sorry, not the right words I'm using, but so the main line of the games is actually just called Monster Hunters, right? Like and Monster Hunter Stories is the like kind of spin-off series of it, right? It's still a part of like the same like company. It's just you know what I mean?
No, I don't-
It's a spin-off.
Yeah,
Kind
yeah. So anyways, Capcom also announced that there will be new content roadmaps for the main Monster Hunter Rise series. So I think something like some novel event quests will be added to the mainline series. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. One of the last things they one of the big reveals they mentioned was, you guys ever heard of a game called The Great Ace Attorney?
No, I have not.
Yes, I know. Great.
Yes.
That's such a meme game. Like, I mean, not
Yeah.
the game, but like a lot of memes from that game.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, like well, that's the
Objection.
Oh, is
yeah,
that
man.
game?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, a new trailer was released from Capcom at E3. It's a huge deal because apparently, and I didn't know this before. Apparently, the games were never released outside of Japan until like this. So this like it'll be called the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and it'll be coming to North America in July on the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Windows. So yeah, I know a lot of people who play Ace Attorney, and I've played like I've been like at a couple of friends' house who's played this and I watched. It looks fun. It looks awesome. So definitely some exciting stuff happening there.
Hey, Alec. Do you want to know a quote from Ace Attorney?
Do I?
There's a quote that says, "You aren't just a clown. You're the entire circus."
That's where. Oh, can I claim that quote? That is beautiful. I love that. That quote explains my life. My life.
I'm dead.
Dude.
I gotta mute myself again.
Gosh. But yeah. So oh, that's pretty much what's coming from Capcom. I mean, I that's pretty much it. I think at least the big reveals. So
Mhm.
yeah,
We'll probably get some other stuff throughout the year.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think of. Oh my gosh. I could be wrong, but I swear I saw on. I thought I saw on Capcom's website. There was like some Mega Man Legacy reveal or some sort of like bundle kind of thing, but don't quote me on that. I'm shameful that I'm a Mega Man fan and I probably got that fact wrong. But
That's gonna be quoted, Alec.
yeah.
If we don't get it, we're
yeah.
gonna personally blame you.
Dang. All right. But yeah, okay. So that's pretty much all I had to say. Cindric, what did you think?
Boy, there's a bunch of good topics that you guys also covered as well from E3, but one of the topics I'm going to cover is I'm going to be talking about Netflix's Geeked Week, which is the first time in E3.
Does
Um,
that mean
I'm
it's
surprised
the
about
first
that.
time
'Cause
they're
usually,
doing it?
yeah, because usually
Alright.
E3 is more for gaming than.
Yeah. Okay. No wonder I didn't hear about it. No. Okay, continue.
and yeah, obviously Kenny's right. E3 was more for gaming, but Netflix really did a good job in incorporating games in their lineup actually. And even topics that we may not hear from like big names from like the Oscars or the Grammys, or not Grammys, but the Oscars and stuff like that. So it talks about anime and also about video games that are incorporated in some of the series that they're making out too. So for the first topic I want to bring up is the anime stuff. So Netflix has really grown for the past couple of years actually in introducing anime. They've introduced shows like Naruto. Sorry, You know what? Never mind.
It's the hard T, my dude. You
Yeah.
gotta go Naruto, or else people get mad at you.
Yeah, you got that. You got like Death Note,
That's a
Attack on
sick show.
Titan, which Dana might have a specific opinion on.
Oh my gosh, I
And,
can't deal with Attack on Titan.
But we'll cover that for another episode. And
Yeah.
yeah, like they had a
An
really good
episode
job.
dedicated to the hate of Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Just have me on as a guest on a secret upcoming content from our channel that you guys
Yeah.
might work on.
Hint.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, like they did a really good job introducing like anime, and like a lot of people are getting into anime. People who didn't watch anime before actually started watching anime too. So that's
You're
pretty cool to know. It's just because it's because of the easy access on Netflix. You know, it's something where people don't want to go to like streaming sites and stuff like that, and where you might get like a virus or like some inappropriate ads or some stuff like that. And yeah,
Also, I don't know if you know about this, but like you know how when the anime is made, it goes like an anime studio in Japan to make the anime or whatever, right? Netflix now has its own anime studio. It's called Netflix Anime, and they make their own anime.
Didn't they
Yeah.
make like a version of Dota? DOTA?
Yeah, they did. And there's
Yeah.
another anime called Record of Ragnarok that came out recently that Netflix made itself. Even
Yeah.
Seven Deadly Sins gets put out through Netflix.
Yeah. Even though that's
Yeah.
kind of dropped in
Yeah,
quality.
I mean that's not a good example, but like, but you know what I'm talking about, though.
But yeah, like basically, like Netflix has really listened to their fans and like basically giving fans what they're requesting, which is more anime. During Netflix's Geek Week, they pretty much had dabbled into that world of anime and have chosen shows and movies that they feel like Netflix wants to get behind and host on their streaming platform. So that's shows such as like Eden Zero, which is from the creator of Fairy Tail,
I'm not talking-
Oh dang.
Shaman King,
Fairy
and even like
Tail.
a live action adaptation for like the hit anime series, which I haven't watched personally, but I might start watching. Cowboy Bebop,
I haven't watched it either, but my friend
which
watched
some
it.
fans might or may not be a fan of. But yeah, like they've even done another good way of incorporating like games, for example. Like for example, League of Legends, like it hit League world, I should say, by storm, because not many people expected League to work with Netflix out of all people, because they felt like Netflix, like it shouldn't be. No, this shouldn't be, but like nobody expected it because thought League would just stick with the games and stuff with like the release of
League doesn't have a
Valorant.
story to it, does it really? Like it's
It
hard to
does.
make
It
a
does.
TV show out of
No,
that.
it does have a story. It has a whole lore. It's not. The game is not based around it. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Like
know
even-
I never would have expected a League of Large show.
Anyways, so like yeah, like the show is gonna be called Arcane, and it's an animated series which is based on the game of League of Legends, obviously. And it's
Oh,
been like
that's what that was.
I'm looking
League of
forward.
Lemons. Okay.
and basically it's highly anticipated by the fans of the game, and even critics too are waiting for it to come out because they're actually excited for it. Like during the Geeked Week, they released images from the show and as well like as a 2-minute clip. And from what happened, from what I could see, it looks like the show will like look into the backstories of some of the characters. Like we can see Jinx, one of the game's most used ADCs, and even a reference to Vi, which is one of the game's junglers. In the clip, it appears that Jinx has either like hated or has some big rivalry with her. And yeah, like a lot of people are expecting a good storyline, and like it's something that we haven't expected. So that's pretty cool for it to come out. Another game which Alec was also talking about earlier because of Capcom is Resident Evil. Like they're gonna be releasing an anime series called Resident Evil Infinite Darkness.
I saw that.
Did they
That
release a
actually
movie
looks.
that didn't do so well?
That actually really looks. Really
We won't
looks
talk about that,
good.
Kenny. But basically, like it's a new animated series coming to Netflix actually soon, July 8th this year, and it's also based on Resident Evil, and like it'll be set between the events that occurred between Resident Evil 4 and 5, and takes place in 2006. Like after a hacking incident happens at the White House, where Leon is sent to investigate. But like League
Leon,
of
let's go.
Legends, yeah, exactly, Leon.
Wait.
Who's also in Dead
So
by
you're
Daylight
telling
now.
me, you're telling me, our fair lady Dimitrescu won't appear?
No.
The key won't be there. Sorry, Al.
Oh, that's all right. All right.
But League of Legends and Resident Evil are only some of the games that Netflix is partnering up with. We also have Cuphead, which a lot of people didn't expect either.
Oh,
Wait,
I'm
what?
excited for that.
You're
I'm
lying.
Cuphead.
excited.
I'm not lying. The Cuphead show is going to feature Cuphead and Mugman, his
Please tell me it's
boy.
gonna stay in that like 80s cartoonish.
Oh yes,
Like,
Kenny, it
Yeah.
will.
Oh,
People have already
God.
seen it. People have
No
already seen it.
way.
Like people, the hosts of the Geek Week have already seen it, and they've actually thoroughly enjoyed it. And basically, it's gonna feature Cuphead and Mugman battling boxing frogs and even the devil in the new show. And just like
Wait,
the video
oh,
game, like in the
Dang,
game,
man.
Okay, yeah.
and
Yeah,
just
he's
like
the final boss.
yeah, and like just like the video game, it's also made to look like a 1930s style animations, which their fan base loves so much about the game, and it even includes a jazz soundtrack to match it.
That's
Ooh,
so
nice.
cool.
And in this
Yeah,
in the game, there's a character called King Dice, which is basically what they released so far is that he's basically a game show host, and the one and only Wayne Brady, an actual game show host in real life, is also playing him.
Are you
oh no
serious?
way.
Yeah, like he's the game show host on Let's Make a Deal, I believe. And
Yeah.
basically like I believe he's only fit into the role really well with the style of acting. It's also like he also has a good singing voice that accompany it.
Oh, he
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Yeah,
he was on How I Met Your Mother too, wasn't he?
Wayne
Uh,
Brady.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he played
Yeah.
Barney's brother.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty sure actually. But like yeah, other than that, I also have some news about Stranger Things 4. So
Gasp.
basically, the Duffer Brothers unveil some of the new cast members, including an actor named Annabeth McNulty, known for her role as like Anne Shirley in the canceled now CBC Netflix show Anne with an E. And in the
Hey.
little teasers they've been posting so far, they let the Stranger Things fans know that she'll be having a big role in the upcoming season 4. But even though they mentioned season 4, they also had some bad news to let us know. And
What?
the Duffer Brothers also mentioned in the video that they were still on the set filming for the upcoming season. So I assume
What?
season won't be out until like maybe
Yeah.
2022.
Oh my
They
goodness.
said COVID delays is what they call it. Is what was said.
Yeah, but they've been
Just do it over the Discord. Do it over Zoom.
I think it's kind of
Yeah.
hard to film an entire movie over Zoom.
It's fine. It's a show. It's not a movie, so it's fine.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah,
cares.
it's so much easier to do that.
Like,
Nobody cares about the quality.
But during this time, they've even like let us know about 3 additional characters, which one I've already mentioned, which is let's see here, it is Vicky, which has been playing with Amabeth, and she's
Vicky,
basically
she's
known.
so icky. Just the thought of being around her makes me so sicky.
Icky.
Yeah, she's
I bet
basically
you they're gonna
known
be
as
different
like
numbered kids. Is what the new characters are gonna be.
Probably, yeah.
she's known as like a cool, fast-talking band nerd who catches the eye of one of our beloved heroes,
I love it.
Steve?
Steve, the hair
Harrington?
Steve,
Did
the
Steve
hair
finally
and-
find love?
And we also got Patrick, which is a Hawkins basketball star who has friends, talent, and a good life. Until
Is
shocking
mayonnaise
events
in his
send his
food?
life spiraling out of control.
Steroid
Bro.
scandal.
until the demo
Bruh.
booker rolls up in his red.
Chevy Blazer.
It was a sheriff's car.
We also have Miss Kelly, a popular guidance counselor who cares for students.
Mr.
And
Kelly.
Chrissy, a highly cheerleader and the most popular girl in school. But beneath the seemingly perfect surface lies a dark secret.
Oh, good demo
Also-
dog.
On the Stranger Things Twitter, when they posted all these photos, all the photos they posted were upside down.
Yeah. They did that on Instagram as well.
Yeah. And we also have one more thing that I want to talk about. It's like they have a lot of Netflix series that are coming out soon, which are like Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell and The Witcher, and even Far Cry. But one thing which I know is that Alex excited about this Castlevania series on Netflix.
Isn't it done?
Oh, it is done technically, but there is a spin-off which Alec knows more about.
Yes. Castlevania. Okay. Yeah. So, Netflix. So, I definitely don't want to spoil anything for any of Castlevania fans who haven't seen season 4 yet, but I won't. Yeah. So, season 4 wrap up, insane. It was like, oh my gosh, what a closer. And so yeah, Netflix has announced that that'll be the last season, and they're not making any more for that main storyline. When I heard this, I'm like, oh man, I'm so disappointed. But yeah, as Cindric said, they're going to make a spin-off series, which will feature Richter Belmont, and other characters such as Maria Renard and oh shoot, who is the last one? Oh my gosh, I think oh no, I forgot. Wait a second, I
There's only two of
forgot.
them.
No, there was something, somebody else, and I can't remember. I think it was Richter's wife, or like fiance. That was, anyways, that's not really important, but the it's supposed to be set in, I think, 1792, where Dracula has once again risen up, and now it's Richter trying to, continue the family legacy. The cool thing about this is that, given the characters that were announced, I immediately thought of the game Rondo of Blood, for a Castlevania Rondo of Blood, because everything that they mentioned, it's going to be set in France, 1792, Richter, Maria Renard, Annette, which is Richter's, that's her name, Richter's like fiance. It's like, I'm super excited about it, because I really wanted this series to continue, and although it's like way down the line from where we leave Trevor, because Trevor is like, I'll get to give you guys some perspective. The way they are doing this with the spin-off series is that, so the last 4 seasons have been with Trevor, right? Which is like way like at the top of the Belmont clan tree. Like this is even before Simon, like, in Smash, like Simon and stuff. So Simon's story takes place in the main Castlevania game, like that came out in whatever 1986 or whatever. Anyways, so there's Trevor all the way at the top, way before Simon. And now the spin-off series is going, like, Richter is basically Trevor's great grandson. So this is like years later. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's quite a few years later because isn't it the zombies don't the vampires don't age, isn't it? So isn't it quite like gonna be
Yeah,
hundreds
like
of years later?
it is hundreds of years later. Like so like this is like way down like the Belmont clan has had like Simon, Juiced Belmont. I'm not really going in order, but they've had a descendants. Like this is like way down the line from the events where we left off. Like, there's the good part about it is that like it's kind of like a new story, which I think is what they want to do, but also keep it in the same universe. So yeah. Anyways, like I could talk about like this forever. So but yeah, it's super exciting. So not to fear, Castlevania fans, we will have our return.
Yeah, and even Far Cry fans too, especially with the new the two Far Cry animated shows which are coming to Netflix.
Yes, plus a game.
Yes, Kenny.
Yeah, it's gonna be the 6th Far Cry game. For those of you who haven't played Far Cry, including the people recording this with me,
That's
Yeah,
definitely
sound like
not
that.
all of us.
Heyo.
the Far Cry games is basically taking over a dictator, and you don't really
Right.
do that by doing polite conversations with him.
Ooh.
You do that by blowing everything and shooting everyone.
Oh.
That's one way of doing
Mm.
things. You know what I mean?
Not the most optimal way.
Yes, it's the quickest way. It's you shoot everyone, then you leave. It doesn't matter. Like, who needs to rebuild? You could just.
Why not?
Oh yeah. So this game takes place in a fictional island just off of inspired by Cuba, called Yara. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that
Cool.
right. What I like is it's got one of my favorite actors, especially for villain, is Jane Espirito. I'm not pronouncing that right, but he does the he's in the Boys. He's in the Mandalorian. He
Ooh.
was the villain for season 2.
Ooh, check out our Mandalorian episode.
Yeah,
First
Mandalorian.
one. Go check out our YouTube and Spotify.
Hold on. What? Wait, what villain?
The
Oh my god.
with the dark saber.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Him?
Yes.
What?
He's gonna be like
That's
he's gonna be
sick.
like the main
I am
villain.
immediately excited.
Yes. I'm really excited because
So
he's your ideal cast for a calm, quiet kind of, but still insane kind of villain.
Wasn't he?
Right.
He played he was in
That's sick.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, like I said, yeah.
Yeah, he played Gus.
He's a great villain. He's been known as he's soon to become known as Hollywood's main villain. Like he's been
That's what he does.
He vills.
What's interesting about these games is the two new things is that you can update your weapons. So before you could like just get weapons, now you can like put like modifications on it. It looks like.
Ooh,
And it
that
loo-
makes me
cool.
excited, even though I don't get the gravity of that.
They haven't really come out with what modifications there would be. Like you could already put silencers on it, but I'm not sure what extra. Like it seems like you can do like some like rocket backpacks kind of thing.
Ooh.
And you got some wacky weapons too, which is weird for the first time.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Like you fire CDs from one.
Okay.
Oh,
like
I
I-
saw that. Is
Yeah.
that's that? It's that type of gun, right? I
Yeah.
saw some guy. Like I think I don't know if it was like a little snippet from the game, but like it was like some guy playing music from the gun. He shoots somebody, and the music stops, and he reloads the CDs. And
Yeah,
then
that was the gameplay footage they released.
yeah. Oh, dude, I loved that. That was funny.
Yeah, that you can fire sardines as well.
Okay.
Cans.
Why do you sardines up there?
Bruh.
Yeah. It looks like you can do two approaches to the game. It looks like you can either try to like quietly like go through like the checkpoints and try to like lie your way around, or you could like take like hidden paths around the island. You got two modes of
Nice.
gameplay, but it looks like.
I like
I think-
sneaking around because I'm
You're a
scared.
sneak boy.
Hey,
I
got a
I'm
question
more
for
blow
you.
stuff up.
How many Far Cry games have you played before?
I've played from 4 onwards. I've played 4, 5, and I'm gonna get 6 when it comes out.
And what do you
Oh,
think
nice.
about them?
I really enjoy them. They're great story games. They have usually pretty good story
Cool.
games, and they're a good mixture of action and story, in my opinion.
Nice.
Kenny, I have a question for you. Compared to the other, because I know, love you love to play action games like
Yes.
out of all the action games that you've played, like like Left 7 Days to Die, and
That
you did, and you had that
Just
you did that little
Cause.
game, Just Cause 4. Like compared with Far Cry, would you say that kind of towers the rest in your opinion?
In my opinion, yes. I think it's more like it's more
Wow, okay.
overarching.
Check out our
Cool,
underrated
cool.
games episode.
Yeah.
I don't think
Oh,
Far
I
Cry
don't
is
think the Far
underrated.
Cry game. Yeah, the Far Cry games aren't underrated, but yeah,
That's
Oh, I
way-
just meant because he
really
brought up 7 Days to Die.
yeah.
Gotta plug
Agreed.
that content.
Links in the description. Oh yeah.
Links in the description
Oh,
and in the
yeah!
iCard if we can do that.
Yes.
I don't know. Can
More
we,
work for our
Koichi?
developers.
We can.
Let's go.
A little phrase pops up now. No, we actually couldn't.
Editor's note, no.
No.
That's it. No,
No.
period.
Editor's note forgot. Just forgot.
You edit in forgot. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that's all interesting. Not interesting enough to make me go out and play all the games, but you know.
You don't need to. Each story is different. Like each game is a new dictator.
Wait, really?
I actually kind of like that. I like knowing that with a series that's kind of long running, at least you can get into it at any
Yes.
point.
Like
That's
I played from 4 on, and I didn't need to know anything beyond.
Yeah, like that. That's a definite plus in a gaming series.
I do
Cool.
enjoy, because if you feel like if you miss the first one, then there's no point, no matter how good it gets, to come back on.
Agreed.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's all the time we have for today. So
Yeah.
Is that a nice song? That's a nice song.
That's a
Is
very
that a
nice
nice
song.
song?
That's a nice on.
That's
Yeah.
a nice song.
Nice
Nice
song.
song.
Nice song.
All right, Lunchmates. Unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye, but we will come back
Goodbye.
very soon. Yeah.
Okay, bye everybody. Just remember that Daniel's the